We back.
We back again. Well,
Officially.
I'm back and officially introducing my co-host, K Soul.
Had some technical difficulties last time, but you know what I'm saying? We got to figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we here. So, yeah, man, I'm glad. You know what? Hold on 1 second. 1 second.
All right.
Because I got to make sure this camera's plugged in. Bam, skitty bop bop.
All right.
Pow. So last time, the episode that y'all didn't really get to see, we talked about judging.
Yes.
And I'm gonna continue to share like clips and bits and pieces for people to see that. Cause the conversation was good. You know what I'm saying? We sat here, chopped it up for a solid hour and some change.
It was a lot of good gems in that. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, so I enjoyed that. But today we're gonna talk about, we got a couple topics. We're gonna try to keep it short, relatively speaking, but we're gonna talk about dance life balance. And this is kind of something along the lines of the things that I was thinking of whenever I first was like reflecting and thinking about doing this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And especially getting older, you know what I'm saying? Niggas is in their 30s now.
But we had an epiphany at the event this weekend.
Right. Niggas really had like, I came up to this nigga Soul. Granted, you know what I'm saying? And with all due respect, shout out to Ricky for the event. It was cool. Constructive criticism. The damn cypher time after the prelims. Boy, I came up to this nigga Soul. I was like, I feel like I'm in the fucking Twilight Zone, nigga. Like, I just feel like everybody's just kind of moseying about, wandering and shit.
Bro, I'm warmed up, you know what I'm saying? After prelims, I sit down. After maybe like 30 minutes, I'm looking around like, I'm about to slide on y'all, bro.
Nah, facts. That's super facts, bro. Cause I was ready to. I was like, listen, man, nigga got about 20 minutes.
Word.
If this shit ain't starting by 9:30,
I'm sliding.
yeah, we gonna go. Ash and I gonna go get some food.
Go home and tap.
Right,
man.
get the fuck up out of here. And that's like, what was it that you said or that we had said? We were like, is it that? Are we them old niggas now? Like, but
Bro, I felt old, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
But like, I always want to remind myself and everybody in our age bracket, like, we're not old. Even though I be calling niggas old.
MJ is old. Hey, I love you, boy, but
We're not old. And niggas is just getting older.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, we're stepping into it. It's kind of like officially an adult. You know what I'm saying? Like how you are already my co-host and we already did an episode.
Yeah.
But it didn't come out. But now, like, officially, you're the co-host. It's like we're officially
we through the door now.
Yeah, you know, you're not, okay, I'm figuring stuff out. Mom and dad, this and that. Like, it's us.
It's us.
Yeah, you know, you figuring your shit out 1,000%. But yeah, like at this age, we are, like you said, we through the door. Yeah. We relationships, families, starting families, having families that, like, you know, Callie is
9 and requires a lot of attention, but bro, the minute I throw some shoes on and she hear them keys jingling, she'll break her neck and be like, where are you going?
Where you think you going,
Word,
Daddy?
I gotta check myself, like, hold on,
Right,
like,
who are you talking to? Because I'm grown.
You know what I'm saying? But
Bro, hold on, man. Because if this light start, it's everything. It's everything
Yeah,
today.
it's just
Everything.
the devil working against us. Oh, and I get it because it's like, you know, don't get me wrong. I'd be thinking about bringing her to these joints, but she don't be giving a damn about these grown ass niggas dancing and me yelling and screaming. She tells
Right.
me that she be like, "That I don't want to go. You're gonna be yelling and screaming all day."
Right. Making all this hoorah. Look,
Yeah,
look, look. Politicking. Talking to all these people.
somebody gotta do it, man. I'm taking ownership of it now. Somebody gotta do it.
Accountability,
Yeah,
folks. You know what I'm saying? We love to see it. You heard it here first.
yeah. Just
Live
me.
and direct. Look, let me make sure my head ain't cut off. Live and direct. My boy K Soul has accepted being Mr. Approachable.
Yeah. Man, I realize who I get it from.
Who?
It's Oreo's fault.
That's funny.
It is.
That is funny. I mean, it makes sense. You know, he was. It's funny. You know how a lot of us have gotten a lot from, you know, like him, like personality wise, and just the
Yeah.
way that he navigates interacting with people. And how now you can see the youngins around us getting shit from us
Yeah.
and how we be acting and doing stuff. Shit is wild. But anyway, dance life balance, you know, getting older, having to kind of like really decide what to do, when you're gonna do it, what you can do, what you can't do. Like, what does that even look like for you?
For me,
I know that's like a very broad.
yeah, but it's really tough because like you said, having a family and um, having a 9-year-old and you know being like at that veteran peak to where like now we got like the youngins coming at you like you know so I want to train Dante, can you do privates? Or
Right.
me being responsible for um, my whole soul fam now. So now it's like
All right, your other crew.
it's not a crew,
One
it's a
of your
fam.
one of your two other crews.
It's a fam. Making sure I'm fully accessible to them and at any time, dance wise and real life wise.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hell, being available for the actual crew
Right.
because we always got something going on, or we try to plan something that is.
Okay, so, and I mean, I guess it starts to get a little tricky, especially for us in that regard,
Yeah.
because the crew and your fam, it kind of blurs the line between like dance and life,
Hmm.
because a lot of us are doing life together, and like you said, being there for them outside of just dance. So I want to, let's say more specifically, just dance wise, training, traveling, competing, things like that. As an individual, you know, like how do you manage, like, or do you know what I'm saying? Like, is it hard?
I don't. I be fighting for my life for that balance, bro. No, for real, bro. Trying to find time to train after coming home from work, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the time you're done, damn near about time to go to bed. Event wise,
What time is bedtime though? Like,
oh, see, you're gonna make me feel old now because I gotta reveal what time I'm tapping out during the week. Realistically, Soul is out by like 10 o'clock.
damn.
Relax, man. You ain't have to do all that. Just
I
10
mean,
minutes.
I get it. I get it.
10
Cause like
o'clock.
Ash gets up early. She goes to work. She comes home. we might chill for a
little
bit,
bit.
and then she'd be like, I'm tired. I'm
Yeah.
ready for bed.
Yes.
You know, so I get it. But like, so in the midst of that, like, where is the time for
what? You're answering them like, bro. You get them off work. Nah, fuck that. It's no time. It's not enough time to train consistently and hard as you would like to.
there's no time.
All right, maybe not no time, but damn near. During the week, at least. During the weekend, I think I have more time to train. During the week, though, no, I said on the weekend. My fault. On the weekend, I have more time to train. On the weekend, during the week, trying to find that like, all right, no, I gotta get up and do something. Like, like you have that little itch, but
Niggas be tired.
niggas be tired, man, and
So like, and I'm not even gonna like put it in a question format. But like it's like a lack of motivation. I know I said I wasn't gonna put it in a question format, but like,
I guess you could put that in there. You could it's around there.
nah, yeah, that's like, I say that because that's how I be feeling, you know. And this is coming from somebody, you know. I work an obscure schedule. You know, I'll work 12 hours, 7 days for a month, 2 months, and then be off for 3 months, 4 months. So like,
I don't know how you do it.
I be having the time to work. I mean, to practice and shit like that. But it's just like, one, working hours like that, you know, essentially having a month straight, 2 months straight, 12 hours nonstop. Like, after that, I don't be wanting to do shit.
Don't ask me to go nowhere. Right. I don't want to watch nothing.
I don't want to dance. Nah. I don't want to think about getting up and dancing. I just want to lay. I just want to be. I
just want to be.
Oh God, bro. You know, but then it gets to a point, and it's kind of like where I'm at now. So it's like, that's how it is in the beginning, and then towards the middle, assuming like it's a longer period before my next work assignment. Like now, in the middle, it's like, okay, I'm rested. Like, I'm training. I probably have some things in mind that I want to go do and travel, which like I did. We went to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Went to Austria.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you know, I was training. Boom, boom, boom. Go do these things. Did my thing. Cool. Like, I was in it. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm back. Like, I'm out here with the youngins and then dancing with some of the top motherfuckers in the world. Boom, boom, boom. And then the back phase where I'm at right now, I just be like, nigga, I just want to go to work.
And then go home. I just have
too much time.
Well, you know what's funny? Not even funny, but you in particular, I feel like it's even more difficult because you're still active, right? You're also a DJ, right? You stream occasionally. You're bringing Unwind Your Mind back. Like, I don't even understand how you have that time. Because I feel like you just absolutely do not. It be sometimes I'll be wanting to call you. I be like, bro, Dante is probably knee deep in shit right now.
Bro, I am a master procrastinator. And it's horrible. It's horrible. Like, there's nothing to brag about or nothing like that. But that's just, I've lived and worked under procrastination and under the stress and the pressure of getting something done within a time crunch, and I make it work, you know? I make this shit happen. Like, I'd be like, if it's one thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make this shit happen.
Right.
And that's really it. Like, cause I be chilling, bro. Some days I be laying there and I be like, I don't want to get up. I don't want to, I just want to play a game. I'll get on the computer. I'll get on Discord. I'll sit on there with Fresco and Sean, and we'll talk about how bored we are. Like, I don't want to do shit, and it's like, I know I could be like, all right, I could probably through the week knock out 2-3 mixes depending on like how much music I can come across and whip up a set and everything together, record 2 or 3 mixes in advance so that I'm not having to wake up early this morning, record the mix for Unwind Your Mind, the videos, get the audio together to upload it in 3.5 hours.
Bro, I'm tired just thinking about that, bro. I don't
get ready for you to be here.
No.
Set up everything, test out the new equipment to make sure that the mics will make a TikTok. You know what I'm saying? So like, it definitely is hella procrastination. And a lot of the times it gets to that point because there's like a lack of motivation and me wanting to be like, all right, let me get up and do this.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. And that applies very severely whenever it comes to dance. Unless there's something that is a driving force behind like a reason why, outside of like, oh, I'm just enjoying it, which me having, like I had posted the other day, like me just kind of doing these, and every time I do an episode afterwards, I'd be like, all right, like I'm gonna shoot a video. I try to do, a video once a week and just dancing and shit. It allows me to be like, okay, cool. And I enjoy it, like watching it back. Like I've said before, I'm my biggest fan. So like once I got the camera, I got the new iPhone, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the quality is there. I do some editing, some post-production to make it look nice and crisp, and some lighting, and I'd be like, all right, we in there.
So there's no space in between for you. You rather rock it out like while it's hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to keep that momentum going because if I sit down,
it's curtains.
Yeah, like earlier, I could have got the TikTok and everything done, but I was like, you were like, oh, I'm stuck in traffic, like I'm gonna be there. I think it was like 40 extra minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, I told Ash, I was like, hey, Soul's not gonna be here for another 40 minutes. I laid down. Nigga, I laid down for a second. I looked at my phone. I said, oh, it's already 1:20. All right.
Bro, in my mind, I was like, he probably training his ass off right now. I swear. I was like, bro, I bet he's gonna be like, all right, let me get these rounds in real quick.
Hell nah. Hell nah, bro. My damn knee hurts from something I did this weekend. I don't even know,
y'all
but
can have that, player. Y'all can have that.
Yeah, like, I don't know, man. Finding that balance for me is hard, and I think it's really just like committing to it. Like I was telling you before we started recording, it's just like committing to a schedule. And once you have that, it's a little bit easier. So at least now I know, like, okay, I'm doing my episodes, every like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, dropping Unwind Your Mind mixes on Mondays, dropping the podcast on Tuesdays. So then it kind of keeps, and it allows like a momentum for my week. And I enjoy the start of the week now, and that's kind of like the whole premise whenever I originally started Unwind Your Mind was like, all right, let me do something. I used to hate going into work on Mondays, getting home from work on Monday, and you're like, bro, Monday sucks.
Oh, that's right.
Work sucked.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to create something where I could like unwind and have something to look forward to on Mondays. And now I'll have that again, and it's like, okay, cool. And now it's like later into my week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'd be like, just fucking twiddling my thumbs. And I think a big difference as well is in the dance life balance thing is that when we were younger, we spoke about this yesterday, there were more dance events.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, we were spoiled.
Bro, every weekend,
we
damn near at least 3 events a week.
Yeah,
3 events a month.
Sometimes
4, maybe 5, maybe some on 2 on the same day.
Bro,
so it's like then it was kind of like, okay, I'm training. Like I said, I'm training for something.
Yeah.
Boom, I'm trying to prove myself. It be blowing me. It be blowing me. And I don't think a lot of people really understand this, but it be blowing me whenever people are like, nah, Dante, like, you got it. And I'd be like, nah, I'm kind of like, you know, like, I need to practice. Like, I mean,
I'm probably one of those people.
you know, and I understand from a viewpoint of like, oh, I've done X, Y, and Z for so long, and like I'm good at what I do to a degree. But like when I'm put on a pedestal, it makes me feel like, well, what do I have to work for?
Mm.
You
But
know,
you hear now, but it's hard to not. Not even to. I know you don't want it, but it's hard for people not to want to give you that when you are so good at what you do.
yeah, and it's not to say that I don't want the praise.
No,
You know what
no,
I'm
no,
saying? Like
no.
I'm human.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna stay here in front. But I also think that um you know, I also don't do it for people.
Right.
You know, like I'm not getting better because I want people to be like, to have gotten to this point. Obviously, like it's a perk in it, and the shit's nice. Like everybody wants to be told that they're good at something that they spent a lot of time and energy into.
And it's cap if anybody out there says that you don't.
Yeah, bro. Like you spend days in and out trying to get better, especially putting yourself in a competition space, and you're telling me that you don't want to hear from people that they think
That you're
you're
nice.
good at what you do.
Right.
Like, of course, anybody who's putting themselves in that space wants to hear it naturally.
Right.
Except for maybe like a 1 in a million anomaly of a person who is just like, I just want to get better, you know? And that there are people who are like that. You know what I'm saying? It does come about, but it's not common at
Yeah.
all. But like the shit be blowing me, you know, and I just be like, I've always said this. I've always enjoyed the feeling of like being an underdog, or like having to prove, or to prove someone else wrong, or to prove to myself that I can. And not that I've reached a pinnacle, because there's still a lot of shit that I haven't done. There's still a
Right.
lot of events that I haven't competed in that are in that upper echelon. I just think the difference now is that they're harder to get to.
Yeah, and more expensive.
Right, you know, so there's a lot more planning and shit that goes into it. And going to like smaller local events, sometimes you just kind of like, this is cool, but
It's something to do.
yeah, you know, it just
Not like nothing bad or nothing, but it gets you out of the house. It gets you in
right,
that social space.
you know, so like, yeah, it just kind of, I think that in turn, like the feeling, like how I feel about going to more local events sometimes, and how people pretend like they don't want to win and don't want to be the best in the room, and then it's just like this fucking kumbaya, we are family,
Boy, that's
phony ass vibe.
that's a whole nother conversation right there. We can really talk about that, boy.
Nah, we're gonna save that for the next
Yeah,
episode.
because we'll be stuck here.
You know, but like I really feel like going there, in comparison to how it was when, you know, we first came into the scene, and although there was like a very toxic energy behind a lot of it, everybody wanted it. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody wanted to be the next whatever. You
Yep.
know, and go crazy and really blow up and all that. Now I just kind of feel like people would be like, yeah, you know, like I'm just here dancing, having fun, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But for someone like me that's highly competitive, I just be like,
It
Do
takes
y'all,
the rawness away.
yeah, like, do y'all niggas want this or not? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, there's money on the line and shit. And I think that, oh, and I think as well that being younger, looking at $400, $500 holds way different value than it does to us now. Because if you look at $400, $500 when you're younger,
It's a lot of money.
you know, versus now, you'd be like, inflation, everything that came about, fucking $500 barely gets you through, you know, a month, 2 months of groceries or some
Bruh,
shit.
I forgot who told me this, but they said $50 is like the new 20. It don't stretch. It
Yeah,
don't.
you know, so all of that plays a part. I know we kind of segued away from like the balance of dance and life, but I kind of want to move into staying consistent
I mean, I feel like you kind of segued
into
into
that.
that. Yeah, yeah, we
Yeah,
here.
so
Yeah.
like how how do you even, you know what I mean? How do you even find that consistent, like what you're saying, there's no fucking time.
Mm-mm.
So how do you even
I think for me, it's hard to have that drive when it's just me. I get a lot of my push from y'all and the fam. So when like somebody hits me up being like, "Oh, we trying to train, let's shoot a vid," or you know something like being. I think being around y'all helps me be consistent because I think on my own, I'd be like, "My,
I'm good.
I'm good." I'm like, "What? No." Like, but when I do have the itch to dance and train, it's like, all right, let me try to map out something throughout the week
Yeah.
and have something to really like work on and look forward to. Like, for having so many different styles, how do you find time to train all of them?
I don't. Bro. It's funny because Robo made a post the other day
All right.
talking about like, oh, you can, it is a skill, you know, and juggling multiple different, like learning multiple different things at one time. It's almost like learning multiple languages at one
Right.
time. Um and I've done it for most of my dance career, but ultimately like you're stunting the growth somewhere, either of multiple of them or of one of the styles. Like somewhere something might be getting more love, or all of them equally are just not going to grow as much. And I had learned this from Nate, about, not necessarily like learned it from him, but just like he kind of put his philosophy around it into words that really stuck with me, which is like there's a season for everything.
Uh,
And so like sometimes you have to put more energy into this and this has to stop, you know. Fall comes and summer ends. And you put all the energy into this for that time, that period of time, maybe all the way through winter. And then coming into spring, you switch to this other thing until you reach like a benchmark, or whatever the case may be. But I had told Robo, I was like, sometimes I kind of have doubts if going down this path was the right one.
well, when you say path, you mean as far as like having multiple styles?
Yeah, like really
Okay.
diving into multiple different things. Like, yeah, in the sense it has helped my dance and helped me as a dancer have a variety of vocabulary and understanding of movement.
Yeah.
But there's just a level of depth that I still have yet to reach in numerous, if not most, of the styles that I do. And I've watched people who've come after me and stuck with one style. Maybe they dabble in another, but exceed and I don't want to say fly past me, but definitely grown past me in this one style. And it just shows like unless all you do is dance and work is dance and you have time to just dance and dance and dance and train, that's the only way something like that is feasible. Whenever I was younger, I had that kind of time and I had the motivation. So I would literally need to be like, all right, fuck the podcast, fuck the mixing,
Yeah.
DJing. I'll just do casually, not trying to like book gigs and DJ weddings and events and shit like that. Everything else on the back burner, and I wake up, go work out, train this style, train that style, and rinse and repeat. Maybe take a day off here or there, like.
Maybe it is really an age thing, because I forgot who made the post. We put it in the chat, and somebody was like, they did like they were training for like 24 hours or something like that. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
And when I look at who it was, I'm like, oh, bro, you mad young. You got the time to do all that. But
Right. That's just like whenever we were younger, whenever we first got into y'all first got into the crew.
what?
I don't know if you were there, but whenever we went to Angel's girlfriend at the time.
The studio.
To the studio.
Yeah.
We were there all night.
All night.
You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas had the energy and the lack of caring of other things.
Well, let me tell you, boy. About 10, 11 o'clock, yeah, that's curtains, man.
Yeah, bro. I feel that because you saw me at the event. What?
And I looked at you, I'm like, yeah, bro,
They said we have a three-way
tiebreaker?
Three-way tie for top 16. I said, Soul. I said, Soul. If they call my name for a tiebreaker, y'all got it. Y'all got it. I want no parts.
I don't want it.
I'm good. But yeah, man, I just don't think training in multiple styles like that is a at the same time is a feasible thing, especially the older you get. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need more. Obviously, like, the better you take care of yourself, the less, like, the better that you take care of yourself, workout, eating, everything, the less recovery time that you need for certain shit. But, like, still, it's not really a feasible thing. And if you're trying to go, like, and it depends on what rate of growth you're looking at, too. How much time are you trying to put into it? How serious are you about being in this style? What's your time frame like? There's a big difference between, like, oh, I'm gonna train a little bit here and there. I might go to a session once a week. I know somebody who's really good at this style. I'm gonna put in some time, and maybe 2-3 years down the road, like, I'm really where I want to be, versus somebody who comes in a year in have grown in just one style exponentially.
Yeah.
So it really just depends on, like, what rate of growth you're talking about. And I mean, if you're just talking about, like, oh, just dancing, like, hey, I'm just dancing, I'm just learning a bunch of stuff, whatever. I don't really care about competing at a high level. I don't care about going to an individual style battle and trying to take it. Like, it would be cool. I'm gonna go travel and compete in battle, but, like, my goal isn't to necessarily win and be the best. I'm here. I'm enjoying it. Yeah. Like, by all means, go for it. But I don't think if your goal is to really, like, excel in a style and go crazy and leave a mark, that learning multiple styles at once is the way to go in, like, a shorter period of time.
Well, it's a lot like unicorns like you, nigga, because you got, like, what, damn near 5 styles under your belt.
Yeah, but, like, realistically, and this is what I mean. Like whenever people say stuff like that, right? Realistically, right now, if I was to go, there was a every other week or every week there was a single style battle in all of those. How many of them would I actually make it out of the bracket and make it further into the bracket?
Right.
You know, and there's a very big difference between like being a dancer that's good enough to make it out of prelims and into the bracket, but like then you get washed by people who are in the bracket, versus someone who's a good dancer, a really good dancer or a great dancer. They make it out of bracket and they're consistently probably making top fours, finals, even top 8, or they get taken out by somebody that was like, that was a good ass. Yeah. You know, so it's just, again, for somebody like me that's hella competitive, being able to do the styles is not enough to be viewed in the light that I feel some people view me. And maybe that's just me being like a tough critic on myself.
It's definitely that.
I don't think so, bro.
It's definitely that,
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Bro, you piss me off with that.
I really feel like it's just like, okay, you see what I have done at points in times with singular styles, but they're not always at that same level. You know what I'm saying? Like I still need, and I might, even whenever I'm getting back into things and trying to get back into that consistency, maybe like in a particular style, and I start training, I can kind of like pick back up. The growth is going to be, again, if I'm focusing on one thing, it's going to be far more exponential than if like, okay, I'm working on hip hop, I'm working on popping, I'm working on light feet and house, you know, and crump, and then it's like all of them are going to be like this. You know, it's going to take longer.
You think they're going to all be like this?
The growth rate.
Oh, okay.
The growth rate is all going to be like, versus if I dropped everything and I'm like, all right, let me get heavy into my crump.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Or like, let me get back into light feet. Let me focus on this. Let me work on this. Like, it's going to be like, okay, boom.
Yeah.
Especially if it's just like getting back to a point that I was at before. Learning something from scratch, that's a whole different ball game, especially if you're somebody who can't really grasp and
digest what's being taught to you.
And like that feeling and the essence, you know, because we've seen a lot of people in crump,
light feet,
that don't have that feeling. They start getting the moves, they start doing da-da-da-da-da, but the feeling is like,
it's just not there,
you know. And I'm somebody who's not even heavily involved in crump like that, but in learning and seeing,
you pick up the essence.
Yeah, and you can tell whenever it's like somebody's just like doing the moves versus
and paste.
Dancing.
Yeah.
The style.
Yeah.
So we 40 minutes in. It's
that jump be flying,
yeah,
bro.
It's a little bit less than 40 because you know we had to stop and last topic. And I feel like this kind of like,
it brings it okay, bring it all together.
Yeah, so through the dance life struggle of finding the balance between dance and life and trying to stay consistent. Obviously, this is something that we still love.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought about it a little bit. Yeah.
I just had to make sure, you know what I'm saying, before I segue in, but obviously there's something that we still love. And for me, the reasons are a bit different than they were whenever I started 10 years ago.
You mean the reasons why you do it?
Yeah, and why I love it too. Some of them, because like at the end of the day, I love, and what has always drawn me to dance was, I played football, I ran track, I was an athlete, I was a competitor. What has always drawn me to the style or to the dance, the culture itself, was the competitiveness. The idea that, which is in itself is a crazy thought. The idea that dance is art, so it's subjective, and with art and times and music and the styles ever changing and evolving, um, the formula of success isn't always the same. Whereas in sports, a lot of that, until like let's say there's maybe new technology or like new ways of training and shit like that, but for the most part, the formulas for success in those sports have for the most part been the same. It's just come down to, can you execute this technique the best while having, the strength, like let's say for high jump, having the strength, working out to your body's maximum potential to be able to break a record or whatever the case may be. With football, there's plays that have been around for
Generations,
decades,
yeah.
that they still run these plays, these formations, these ideas. And it still applies in dance as well. These moves, the music, certain formulas and stuff like that. But whenever I first started, it was like, oh, this is art. Like, I can do whatever. This is before I found out there's rules to this shit. Before I found out there's rules to this shit, apparently. So I've been told.
Yeah.
I don't really know. Now let me stop.
From the streets.
Right. Word on the street is
right.
There's rules we gotta follow, supposedly. But that's one of the reasons why I really fell in love at first. I was like, oh, we get to battle, and like it really just comes down to these three judges.
Yeah.
But then it's like, fuck makes you qualified to say, you start getting into like the particulars of certain things, and the politics and da da da. But like, what would you say are some differences between then, like reasons why you love it, reasons why you do it, then versus now?
I won't lie. Hold on, man. Hold on.
I just know you finna say some ridiculous shit.
I'm telling you, back then, I really only did that shit for the girls.
I knew that's what this nigga was finna say.
I only did it for the girls, bro. Listen, like, what, Bow Wow entered, early 2000s, seeing this little ass nigga, braids, Harlem shaking, girls chasing. I'm like, oh yeah, that's me right there.
Oh yeah,
I want that.
I need some of that.
What? Man, Harlem shaking my ass off at 8, 9 years old.
Oh,
but then
God.
like you said, like we get older and then you find like, oh, there's the actual scene and shit like that, and you get involved, and there's rules and foundation, and you actually become a student versus just trying to do this shit to look cool and be able to pop shit,
right?
Whatever. But now, I definitely do it for the art, for the hype. Like I'm definitely the one that loves to be in the background, adding the hype. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for the dance aspect, it's definitely more therapeutic than it used to be when you're first really like getting in it. Like, okay, now I'm finna get nice and.
Right.
Shoot up your squad.
Taking this nigga out.
Yeah.
This nigga out. This nigga out.
You know what I'm saying? Bong, bong. But now it's like, it's so therapeutic to be like, all right, week was tough. You know what I'm saying? I got an event coming up. I got to be with the crew. Vibe off our energy. I think for me now it's definitely like I do it for like a peace of mind.
I like that. I feel that, cause like I always say, bro, and it's not applicable to everybody, but I always say most people or a lot of people in the dance scene end up here or in some form of like art because they come from some sort of broken-ish background, or they're trying to fill a void. And at the time, like, and even through like a lot of my 20s, like I didn't have the best relationship with my family, so like a lot of people, I was looking for people to fill that void and to fill that family togetherness and all these things. And I think that's not that's one of the things that's the same, because it's not like I'm looking for that. But I think through that, I've found people that I'm like, nah, like these are my people.
Yeah.
Like you piss me off. I know I'm stuck with you, but like you piss me off. You know what I'm saying? Especially you.
Don't give me. Nah, it's not, bro. It's not me anymore. It's MJ.
Nah.
It
be you, bro, it's because you be thinking, nigga, I got the gloves.
I'm here today.
This nigga be thinking, I won't put these paws on him, bro.
Right.
But like that aspect of finding a group of people and having this common interest, and then this common interest turns into us having multiple other common interests.
Right.
And even if it's something that's like, even learning to appreciate each other's interests and finding interest in it, like I think something that a lot of people don't understand in friendships, which is still a relationship, is that it is still very similar to like a romantic relationship.
Yeah.
Like having to learn to appreciate the way that this person may view things or the things that they like. And, even if it's something that you don't necessarily like, finding appreciation for it because it's something that they appreciate, something that they like,
right.
And being able to be like, okay, like I fuck with that, and it's gotten to that. I think one of the biggest things is music with us.
Oh, for sure. Easily.
Sharing music and being like, it's not really my thing, but you start listening and you be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right, because we got a new West Side fan over here.
Shout out to MJ.
You feel me?
Because I hated him, but I love West Side now.
So like just little shit like that is one of the reasons why I still love this, and why, unfortunately, in the episode that I recorded with Ricky that also had audio issues, we spoke about like the importance of crews and like how we kind of feel that there's a lack of like true crew camaraderie.
Damn, y'all covered that?
Boy, we had like an hour and a half conversation.
No, y'all gonna have to run that back. Y'all
for sure.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, that's it. The one where you're talking about, that's a whole nother, the community, and that's what we spoke about. Yeah. Boy, yeah. Now we could run it back with the three of us.
Yeah, we have to do that.
That was a good conversation. We went for like an hour and a half, but just like the lack of crews in general, and then like the lack of crews that are more than just, at least seemingly, more than just like a surface level kind of, we're all together because, you know what I'm saying, I thought he was tight, I thought she was tight.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, you don't know nothing about these people.
There's zero team building. And
like, and I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with that necessarily. To each their own, but like,
I think it is.
I think it is.
I mean,
I mean, I think if it's like a business, at the end of the day, if you get these group of people together, and it's for like a purpose to achieve something like a business or whatever, then it serves its purpose. That's like how Fresco was telling me that a lot of houses operate like that in Vogue, where it's like, this is a business, you know what I'm saying? And if you're not pulling your weight to represent the brand and push the brand forward, then
we out.
Yeah, take a hike. So like I said, to each their own. But I just feel like in this culture, there is not a lot of like crews representing what hip hop culture and street dance culture, like those ideologies and what it looked like in its
entirety.
Yeah, and in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know.
Damn, man, y'all had audio with that one, bro. I wanted to hear that.
Yeah, bro, it was good. It was like it's crazy because the issue with that one was his mic was slightly unplugged.
Oh.
And it was just buzzing the whole time. Yeah, bro.
You know, I could dive in on that, bro.
We gonna run it for sure.
I bet.
We could wrap it unless you got something else you want to say for the folks at home.
Start your events on time. Love y'all.
Yeah, man. I think I would love to hear, for anyone who's been doing this for a decade, close to 2 decades, or close to, you know, like, what has the difference been? What has kept you going? Because at the event this past weekend, which was really cool, a couple people came up to me and they were like, hey, like, I love what you're doing with the podcast. It's cool to see someone like you be vulnerable and talk about your experiences and different stuff like that. Because it reminds them that they're not alone in this struggle and these different things. You know, so I would love to hear other people's stories or their thoughts around shit too. Even if we don't ever get to bring you on as a guest, but it gives me, like, I don't want to say like motivation, but just kind of like insight to see, like, okay, I see, like, maybe you're going through something that's slightly different. Mm-hmm. You know, you're sharing your perspective from over here from somebody who's at, you know, XYZ level. They've been doing it for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years.
Right.
Or even somebody who has been doing it for 12, 13, 14 years and they never really, like, took off, you know, and it's like, how does not necessarily like how does that feel, but like
what's holding you, what's making you still do it.
Yeah. You know, because at the end of the day, not everybody is a competitor like me. You know, some people really are just like, oh, I'm in it for the community. I enjoy just being there. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy just being around this group of people that enjoy the same thing that I enjoy.
Yeah, because think about all the people who pop out that don't battle or dance, like, that have been showing up for years. So that community part is probably for sure.
Yeah, you know, and just be like around,
yeah.
But yeah, we gonna wrap it there. Cool little sub hour episode, the official episode 2.
The audio is here. We're looking at it.
Right. I'm looking at, if you wonder what I've been looking at, yeah. I've been making sure that the audio is as it should be.
And you'll have the clips for the last one that will be.
Yeah, I'll be pushing those out.
Yeah.
Just finding stuff in there that's like little snippets that we could throw out.
Right.
So you'll probably see some of those before you see this. But until then, and until next time, Go yourselves. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Right. Knew that was gonna be the.
Yeah. But I appreciate y'all as always. And if you would like to be a guest, if you would like to hear any topics, let us know. You know what I'm saying? The door is locked, but the doorbell is there. You know what I'm saying? So we might open it up. Come on then.
Depending on who's at the peephole.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Come on.
I mean?
Oh, it's the feds.
Ah!
Yeah. But peace. We out.